Yeah. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. I didn't come with the right words. I came broken on the floor. But that was exactly the prayer he was waiting for. Yeah, woke up at 3 a.m., chest heavy, couldn't sleep. Carrying weight, no Bible ever made me ready to keep. The mirror showed a warrior, but my soul said different. Felt the silence of heaven, was God even listening? I had scriptures on the wall, faith tattooed deep. But faith don't feel like faith when you can't fall asleep. When the blessing looks delayed and the trial looks permanent. When you're praying for a signal stuck in the turbulence. Dropped to my knees, not because I had the strength, but because the flow was closer than my bed at that length. Couldn't find a word, just tears and a groan. But Romans 8 said the spirit translates what we can't own. Something shifted in the room, something ancient, something sure. He didn't send an answer yet, he sent himself, there's more. I didn't know what I needed, I thought I needed rescue from the storm. But I didn't know what I needed, I thought I needed rescue from the storm. But he was building something in me that could only be forged in fire and torn. This is the prayer I didn't know I needed. Not for comfort, not to run. Lord, strip away everything that isn't you, until the only thing remaining is your son. This is the strength I didn't know I carried, buried under doubt beneath the weight. You were always in the valley walking with me, and you turned my weakness into something great. Now I'm in the gym and every rep is a declaration. Every drop of sweat a consecrated dedication. This body's a temple, I'm tending to the altar. Every set I push through, my faith refuses to falter. I've been in the valley, I've been low in the pit. I felt the shadow of Goliath, heard the giant's lips. But David didn't freeze, he ran toward the stone. And the victory was won, cause he didn't fight alone. I don't fight for victory, I fight for victory won. Through the blood of Jesus Christ, the everlasting Son. So when my legs wanna quit and my lungs start to burn, I remember the God and the cross, and I return. Lord, I thank you for the nights I felt nothing back. I thank you for the silence that kept me on track. I thank you for the pain that cracked me open wide. That's where all the light of your glory came inside. You didn't answer the prayer I said out loud. You answered the one beneath it, buried in the crowd. The one that said I need you, though I said I need to stay. You went past what I asked for, you gave me everything. Oh, you are the peace the world can never afford. Yeah, you were the prayer I didn't know all along. This is the prayer I didn't know I needed. Not for comfort, not to run. Lord, strip away everything that isn't you, until the only thing remaining is your son. This is the strength I didn't know I carried, buried under doubt beneath the weight. You were always in the valley walking with me, and you turned my weakness into something great. I didn't have the words, you heard the groaning. I didn't have the faith, you held it still. I didn't see the way, you were the way there. You turned my weakness into something great. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, Philippians 4:13. Not some things, not easy things, all things. Even this, even now, even you. The prayer you didn't know you needed, He already answered it. Oh. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. We chase the noise, we fill the silence with everything except the one voice that was always trying to reach us. But God doesn't shout over your chaos, He waits for you to go quiet enough to hear Him. I used to run from silence like it held something to fear. Like if I stopped moving, all my failures would appear. So I kept the music loud, kept the schedule full. Anything to drown the emptiness I couldn't overrule. Chasing validation in a world of hollow noise. Scrolling through the darkness just to drown the inner voice. But somewhere in the stillness of a 5 a.m. alone, God whispered through the quiet like he never left my home. It wasn't thunder, it wasn't fire in the sky. It was gentle like Elijah's when the still small voice replied. He said, I've been here the whole time in the spaces that you skip. In the pause between your prayers and the silence between your lips. And I felt it, that holy weight of being truly known. Not performing for an audience, not striving to be shown. Just a father and his child in a prison dark alone. In the silence stopped being empty, it became his throne. I stopped searching in the storm, stopped looking for the lightning or the fire. It was in the quiet place he found every answer, every healing I require. God speaks in quiet moments. When the world goes still and the noise steps back, he meets me in the silence. And he fills every void and every crack. God speaks in quiet moments. Not in fanfare, not in thunder's roar. Just a whisper that breaks me open and restores what I was searching for. Now I carry this into every battlefield I face. Every rep, every mile, every trial I embrace. When the iron is heavy and my body wants to fold, I go quiet in my spirit and I hear what I've been told. He said my strength is not a feeling, it's a covenant I keep. I was with you in the furnace, I was with you in the deep. When 3 men walked through fire, I was the 4th in flame. I don't abandon what I author, I am always still the same. So I push through the burning with a peace I can't explain. Not because the weight is lighter, but he's sharing in my strength. The stillness in the storm is not the absence of the fight. It's the presence of the Almighty turning darkness into light. And when I step away from everything the world demands and bow in silent worship with these warning calloused hands, these feet not loud but certain like a compass finding north. And I rise from every quiet moment knowing what I'm worth. In the quiet you remind me that I don't have to earn your love. In the silence you refine me, burn away what isn't enough. You don't need my perfect language, you just need my open heart. Every time I come in stillness, that's exactly where you start. So let the noise fall away, let the chaos lose its place. In the quiet I will stay till I'm standing face to face.
God speaks in quiet moments. When the world goes still and the noise steps back, he meets me in the silence and he fills every void and every crack. God speaks in quiet moments. Not in fanfare, not in thunder's roar.
Just a whisper that breaks me open and restores what I was searching for.
He restores
In the quiet, he restores every broken, weary corner. God's face, and I am whole. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. Psalm 23:1-3. Go find your quiet place today. Not to escape, but to hear. He's already there. He never left. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Some days the weight isn't in your hands, it's in your chest. It's in the thoughts you can't silence at 2 a.m. It's the smile you wear so nobody asks questions. But he already knows, he already sees, and he's already here. Yeah. The weight hit different when the season wouldn't change. When I prayed the same prayer and got silence in exchange. When the people I leaned on slowly stepped aside, and I wore my strength like armor just to cover what I hide. Felt like Atlas with the world pressed on my frame. Every morning just surviving felt like running through a flame. The hustle couldn't fix it, no achievement filled the hole. Cause the heaviness I carried had its roots inside my soul. I remember sitting still and asking God, why me? Why the path that you designed feel like it's crushing me? Then something broke the silence, not a vision, not a sign. Just a piece that passed my logic, settling into my mind like he said
said, I know the chapters that you haven't read yet. Son, I know the wait was permanent, but the story isn't done. Every scar you think disqualify you, I design is proof that the pressure making diamonds, I've been working in your roots.
I won't pretend the heavy isn't real. I won't perform a faith that doesn't feel. But I will choose to trust the hands that hold, even when the story's not yet told.
When life feels heavy,
You lift what I can't carry.
when the road gets dark,
Your light refuses to leave.
when life feels heavy,
Your grace becomes my glory, and I find my strength in learning to believe.
when life feels heavy,
I lay it at your feet.
when life feels heavy,
Your love won't let me be defeated. Heavy but, heavy but, yeah, heavy but yours. Yeah. Now I take this weight into the place where iron bends, where the burn inside my muscles and my spirit both ascend. Every rep a declaration, every breath a battle cry. I was built for more than breaking, I was made to testify. Cause Joseph wore his chains before he wore the crown, and Ruth walked through a morning before blessing came around. Paul was in the prison when he wrote about the peace. The weight they carried wasn't punishment, it was release. Release of everything that couldn't come along. The comfort zone, a smaller version, everything that's wrong. God won't let you carry heavy things without a reason deep. He's not punishing his children, he's just pruning what to keep. So I push through every heavy moment, every loaded day. Not because I have the answers, but I know the one who's way. And I rise up from that heaviness, not lighter but more sure that the God who holds the universe is holding me secure. You don't waste a single tear, you don't waste a sleepless night. Every heavy thing I carry, you were turning into light. I was never meant to hold this, this was never mine to bear. You were always in the lifting, you were always, always there. So I release it, every burden, every fear, I release it. Knowing you are near, heavy hands open wide, heavy heart satisfied.
when life feels heavy,
You lift what I can't carry.
when the road gets dark,
Your light refuses to leave.
when life feels heavy,
Your grace becomes my glory, yeah. And I find my strength in learning to believe.
you held me through the heaviest of seasons, carried every weight I couldn't make. Now I rise because the weight is over,
But because I never bear it
alone in
never alone, never alone. Heavy but held by the Father, never alone. Cast all your anxiety on Him, because He cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. You were never meant to carry it alone. Not the grief, not the fear, not the exhaustion. He didn't just say He helped, He said He'd carry it. Give it to Him, all of it. You're held, you're held.
His mercies are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Lamentations 3:23. Every morning is a second chance you didn't earn and couldn't manufacture. That's not coincidence, that's covenant. He didn't just save you once, He keeps choosing you every day. I've been here before, face down on the floor, convinced that what I lost I couldn't restore. The version of me I built came crashing in the night, and the shame said stay down, said you don't have the right. I counted every failure like a ledger in my chest, every promise that I broke, every time I gave my best. And still the wall came down, still the dream dissolved to dust. And I questioned if the faith I had was something I could trust. But I heard it like a current underneath the pain, like the sun still doing its job behind the clouds and rain. A voice that didn't lecture me, didn't twist the knife. Just said I'm still your father and I'm still the Lord of life. He reminded me of Peter walking back to the shore after denying Christ not once, but 3 times more. Jesus didn't shame him, he just asked him, do you love? Then commissioned him again. That's the nature of this love. The enemy says this is over, it's too late, but mercy keeps on showing up and swinging back the gate. I don't start again because I earned another try. I start again because the God I serve won't let me die. I have the strength to start again, not from my own will, not from my own hands. His mercies are new, His grace won't bend. I have the strength to start again. I have the strength to start again. Through every broken season, every bitter end, He makes all things new, and so I rise. I have the strength to start. So I lace up, show up, step into the way. Not because yesterday was clean, but because today is great. Every morning that I rise is resurrection proof that the God who raised the dead is still alive. That's truth. I think of Paul who held the coats while Stephen hit the ground, then became the very voice that turned the whole world around. I think of Jacob wrestling through the night and wouldn't yield. Got his hip broke in the process, left the fight forever sealed. That's the paradox of starting over. You walk different than before. You carry holy limp marks from the battles at the door. You don't come back the same, and that's the point of starting new. The man who starts again has been remade, not just renewed. So when the bar is heavy and the burn demands I stop, I remember every valley God has carried me across, and I dig into the discipline of one more faithful rep, because the strength to start again lives inside each honest step. Lord, I wasted so much time, morning versions of myself that weren't yours by design. But I hear you in the sunrise, calling out my name, not my old name, the one you ordained. You said I am new, not patched, not halfway restored, fully reconciled, fully covered by the law. So I won't look back at ruins like they still define today. I look up at the horizon and I'll start again. New mercy, new morning, new fire in my bones, new season, new calling. I am no longer alone. Start again, start again, rise up and start again. I have the strength to start again, not from my own will, not from my own hands. His mercies are new, His grace won't bend. I have the strength to start again. I have the strength to start again. Through every broken season, every bitter end, He makes all things new, and so I rise. Not the same man, a new man standing here, not in my power, in the God who conquered fear. I have the strength to start again. Start again, rising. If anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old is gone, the new is here. 2 Corinthians 5:7-10. Not a better version of who you were, something entirely new. The old is gone, the new is here. Start again. He's already waiting at the beginning. And start again, rise again, start again.
While we were still sinners, Christ died for us, Romans 5:8. Not when you cleaned yourself up, not when you had it figured out, not when you stopped failing. While you were still in it, He came. That's not religion, that's grace.
I built a wall around the parts of me I couldn't show the church. The doubts and cycles the same since returning like a curse. I thought the grace and limits thought it came with fine print too. Like God would love me more today, I finally broke through. So I performed my righteousness and wore the Sunday face. Showed up polished on the outside while I crumbled in my space. Cause the gap between who I was and who I tried to be was the loneliest silence I had ever known in me. But I read about a woman caught and dragged into the light. Every eye condemning her, no mercy left in sight. And Jesus knelt beside her in the dirt without a word. Then it spoke the grace and shattered every stone that crowded her. He said I don't condemn you, not because the sin was small, but because He came to carry it, He came to take it all. And something broke inside me had the weight of being known. Seen in all my fractures and still love right to the bone. I keep waiting to deserve it, keep trying to earn what can't be bought. But grace was never built for perfect, it was built for every battle I fought. Grace for perfect people, that's the gospel's core. Not for those who made it, for the ones who need it more. Grace for perfect people, every crack, every fall. He doesn't love a cleaned up version, He just loves us all. Grace
graceful, perfect people, arms open wide. Every broken, weary soul that thinks they've gone too far. Graceful, perfect people, right where you are. Oh yeah. Now I carry this grace into the battlefield of daily life, into the gym to grind the moments cut with stress and strife. Perfection isn't the goal, faithfulness is the call, and the most courageous thing I do is rise again each fall. I think of Moses, murderer before he parted seas, of Rahab and the scarlet thread of David on his knees, of Gideon hiding, calling himself least among the least, and God's a mighty warrior to the one who feared the most. That's the pattern of this kingdom. God picks up the drop, he searches out the hiding place of everyone who stopped. He doesn't need your spotless run or your perfect resume, he needs your willingness to move, he'll carry you the way. So I push through imperfection with a holy kind of fire, because his strength is perfected in the cracks I cannot hide, and the light that shines the brightest comes from fractures deep inside. I am not the sum of all my failures, I am not the weight of what I've done. I am covered by a grace that never wavers, held inside the victory of the sun. You don't need my polished presentation, you don't want a version dressed in shame. Oh yeah, you want the real and raw and broken. Oh yeah, and you love me every time the same. Yeah. So I lay down every mask I've been protecting. I come as I am, imperfect, still becoming, and that has always been enough. Graceful, perfect people, that's the gospel's core. Not for those who made it, for the ones who needed more. Graceful, perfect people, every crack, every fall. He doesn't love a cleaned up version, he just loves us all. Graceful, perfect people, arms open wide. I am seen, I am known, I am loved as I am. Graceful, perfect people, that's who I am. Imperfect and covered, broken and loved, not despite my weakness, but through it, by the blood.
It is by grace you have been saved, through faith. It is the gift of God, Ephesians 2:8. You didn't earn it, you can't lose it. You don't have to perform for it. It was always a gift. Receive it. You are enough, because He is enough.
The Lord Himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you, Deuteronomy 31:8. There's a moment you can't manufacture. It just arrives in the middle of your darkest night, in the quietest corner of your loneliest season. And suddenly you know you were never alone, not even once. I've been running on empty so long I forgot the full. Surrounded by a crowd but still felt the undertow pull. Smiled through the Sunday service, laughed through the dinner table, but behind every performance was a man who felt unable. The isolation isn't always loud, sometimes it's dressed in fine. It whispers you're a burden and the world would do just fine. I hit the floor one evening when the weight became too real, when the armor I've been wearing finally cracked along the seal. No one saw it happen, just me in the night. For the first time I stopped fighting, turned on no light, and in that darkness something shifted in the room, like warmth without a fire, like a sun inside a tomb. I didn't hear a sermon, didn't see a blinding ray, just felt the presence settle like it never went away. He was there before I called it, there before I knew the word. The most faithful kind of company, present in a hurry. He was there in the silence I was running from, He was there in the breaking when I came undone. Every shadow, every place I tried to hide, He was already there, standing right beside. The moment I realized I wasn't alone, everything changed, right down to the bone. He was in the dark before I struck the light, holding me together through every fight. The moment I realized I wasn't alone, I stopped building walls and started coming home. He never left, He never walked away. into every heavy room, into the weight room, into Wednesday, into seasons of consume. The enemy's best weapon is the lie that you're unseen, that nobody would notice, that the gap between is clean. Elijah ran into the wilderness and begged to die. The angel touched him twice, said the journey is too high. Rise and eat, no rebuke for his despair, just provision and a presence, proof that God was there. Shadrach, Meshach walked into the furnace not alone. A fourth man walked among them, God had sent his own. So when the iron's heavy and my inner voice is quick, I remember there's a fourth man, he is never done with it. I am not forgotten, known beyond my name. The loneliness I feared the most was never what it claimed. He walks into the furnace, speaks peace into the storm. Never left the broken, never abandoned them forlorn. I thought the silence meant that he was far, didn't know that broken is exactly where he starts. Every night I sat alone inside the dark. He was drawing something sacred on my heart. Through the weight, the wilderness, the night. He was always, always, always holding tight. You were there before I called your name. You were there every time I tried to run. You were there in a place I felt most lost. You were there and you're here right now. The moment I realized I wasn't alone. The moment I realized I wasn't alone, everything changed, right down to the bone. He was in the dark before I struck the light, holding me together through every fight. The moment I realized I wasn't alone, I stopped building walls and started coming home. He never left, he never walked away, he was always there. I am not alone in the valley, I am not alone in the fire. He is near, always near, never alone, never alone. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalm 23. The valley didn't mean he left, the silence didn't mean he stopped, the darkness didn't mean he stopped seeing. He was in it the whole time. He's in yours right now. You are not alone.
The eyes of the Lord range throughout the earth to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to Him. 2 Chronicles 16:9. Nobody clapped for this one. Nobody watched, nobody knew. The reps, nobody counted. The tears, nobody witnessed. The war inside your chest at 3 a.m. But He sees it all. I fight a war that doesn't show on any highlight reel, the kind of battle that no trophy or applause could ever heal. The early mornings when nobody's there to validate the grind, the internal warfare happening daily in my mind. The doubt that shows up dressed in logic, wearing reason's coat, the fatigue that creeps in quiet right before you miss the note, the comparison that poisons every milestone you've achieved, the voice that says you're falling short of everything you need. I've watched men quit, not from the way but from the silence of it, the feeling that the struggle doesn't matter, that you're in it. Fighting private battles with no witness and no measure, for a life that only God considers worthy treasure. But Hannah wept alone before the altar through the night, while the liar thought her drunk, she poured a war in God's own sight. And God heard every syllable of every silent cry. The battle no one witnessed, He had never let it slide. You don't need an audience to validate your war, God's the only witness that you're fighting for. Every hidden sacrifice is currency in heaven's court. Every unseen battle, God has kept a full report. God sees the battle no one else sees, every sleepless night and every bleeding knee. He sees the private war way behind the eyes. God sees what you've been fighting, won't let it go unrecognized. God sees the battle no one else knows, every seed you planted when you couldn't see it grow. He doesn't miss a moment, doesn't waste a tear. God sees your battle and He meets you here. Yeah, I take this truth into the places where I bleed, where iron doesn't care about the score or what I need, where the body wants to stop but spirit says one more, where I push past comfortable and kick down every door. The God who sees the sparrow fall from branches in the air, who numbers every hair upon your head with tender care. Counting every rep and every mile, every act of faithfulness, perform without the smile. Jesus in Gethsemane, no crowd, no cheer, just sweat like drops of blood and the weight of every year. The disciples fell asleep, he fought that war alone, but the Father saw the garden and would not leave his son. The hidden discipline, the private consecration is the seed of every coming public transformation. The unseen battle is the forge, the making of the heart. Oh, Lord, I'm tired of fighting for the eyes of other men. I lay down every need for validation once again. You watched me in the valley when I thought I fought in vain. You recorded every prayer, every moment of my pain. Nothing I have given to this calling goes unseen. You are the witness to the war and everything between. I rise in the quiet where no one sees me stand. Every unseen battle you have crowned with grace, I'll keep fighting, knowing you won't look away. God sees a battle no one else sees, every sleepless night and every bleeding knee. He sees a private war, the weight behind the eyes. God sees what you've been fighting, won't let it go unrecognized. God sees a battle no one else knows, every seed you planted when you couldn't see it grow. He doesn't miss a moment, doesn't waste a tear. God sees your battle and he meets you here. Fight on, he's watching, press on, he's counting. Nothing surrendered in the dark will be forgotten. God sees, God sees, God always sees. Your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you, Matthew 6:4. The unseen work is not unseen, not to him. Every rep in the empty gym, every prayer in the dark room, every act of obedience when no one was watching. He saw it, he kept it, he will honor it. Keep going.
He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Isaiah 40:29. There's a kind of tired that sleep won't fix. Not the body tired, the soul tired. The kind that comes from carrying too long, from hoping too hard, from falling one too many times. This is for you. I know what it is to run on fumes and still show up, to pour out everything you have and still feel not enough, to pray the same prayer for the 100th time this year and wonder if the words you're saying anyone can hear. The tide I'm talking about don't live in legs or lungs, it leaves beyond the eyes and underneath the tongue. It's the weight of disappointment wearing down your face, 1,000 quiet battles that have left you in this place. I've sat in church with praise on lips and nothing left inside. I've read the promises of God and couldn't make them mine, not because they weren't true, but because I was so wanted. Even holding on to hope felt like a thread about to torn. But Isaiah found a people buried deep inside the ash, and spoke a word that broke the night and silence started past. Even the young grow faint and fall, but God renews the tired right. You don't have to manufacture strength you don't possess. You don't have to hide the places you're a mess. He already sees the tide, he already knows the way, and he meets you in the empty, not just when you're great. There is hope for the tired heart, there is rest in the arms that won't let go. There is light at the end of every dark, there is hope for the tired heart. You don't have to have it all together now, he doesn't need your strength to show you how. Even when the hope inside has come apart, there is hope, there is hope. So I bring my tired body to the bar before the dawn, when the mind says turn around but the spirit says press on. Because this discipline of showing up when empty is the proof that hope is not a feeling, it's a choice made in the bruise. The disciples rode all night against a storm they couldn't beat, and Jesus came on water, turned their panic to retreat. We've gleaned the field when everything was stripped and left to bare. Faithfulness and weariness became the harvest waiting there. So every tired morning when the weight feel like too much, I remember that the weary are the ones he tends to touch. Eagles don't earn wings, they wait upon the Lord and rise. Wherein is surrendered is a place where hope resides. I am tired, Lord, and that is not a sin. I am worn down to the places where the light gets in. I don't need a mountain, I just need your hand. I don't need a miracle, I just need to stand. Renew me like the eagle in the morning breaking through. You don't waste a tired season, you redeem the cost. Every exhausting moment, not a single one is lost. So I lift my eyes into the hills, my help comes from above. Not from my endurance, but from everlasting love. Rise up, tired heart, rise up.
rise up. He is near. Rise up, rise up. There is hope for the tired heart. There is rest in the arms that won't let go. There is light at the end of every dark. There is hope for the tired heart. You don't have to have it all together now. He doesn't need your strength to show you how. Even when the hope inside has come apart, there is hope for the tired heart. Rise up, oh tired heart, rise up. He's renewing you right now. Rise up from the ashes of the weary and the worn. Hope is rising, hope is rising. Like the dawn, like the dawn. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary, Isaiah 40:31. The tired is real, he knows. But the renewal, that's real too. You are not at the end. You are at the beginning of what he's building. Rest in him. Then rise.
Now faith is confidence in what we hope for, and assurance about what we do not see, Hebrews 11:1. Faith was never designed for the certain. Certainty doesn't need faith, it needs eyes. Faith is for the in-between, the waiting room, the unanswered, and not yet. That's exactly where he works. I've been standing in a season where the path disappeared, where the vision God had given me felt distant, blurred and smeared. Pray for clarity and got silence, pray for signs and got the dark. And the only thing that had to move was something in my heart. They don't prepare you for the middle, for the space between the words. In the moment that it manifests when nothing can be heard. Abraham left everything for land he never seen. Faith doesn't always come with maps, it comes with just belief. I felt the ground shift underneath the calling on my life, when the numbers didn't add up and the season cut like knife. When the people I expected to be standing in my corner stepped aside like I was testing every faith and every border. But in the silence, something holy was at work, carving out the spaces where my self-reliance lurked, making room for trust that only uncertainty can give. I don't need to see the whole road, just the next step lit. Faith was never walking certain, it was walking anyway, trusting in the God who holds tomorrow and today. Faith in uncertain seasons, that's where giants fall. Faith when I can see it, that's the greatest call. I won't wait for perfect conditions to believe. Faith in uncertain seasons, Lord, I trust in. Faith in uncertain seasons, this is where you move. Faith in uncertain seasons, in the fog, in the waiting, in the valley, I push through. You were never absent in the season I couldn't see. Faith in uncertain seasons, sets the captive free, sets the captive free, sets the captive free. Now I take this into every uncertain rep and set, when the progress feels invisible and I'm drenched in sweat. Because faith in the gym is the same faith in life's war. You don't always see the muscle till you train it to the core. Noah built an ark when it had never rained before. Joseph wore his pit before he ever wore the door of a palace and a purpose that his brothers tried to end. What they meant for evil, God was bending to transcend. The uncertainty was not the enemy of plan, it was the furnace where God shaped his chosen man. So I don't despise the waiting, I don't curse the in-between. The uncertain season was where faith became a friend. I give you what I cannot see, the outcome and the end. I give you every question mark, the turning and the bend. You don't owe me explanation, you owe me nothing here, but you gave me your own son, so I will not fear. In the uncertain, you are certain. In the shift, and you don't change. In the chaos, you are sovereign. You are God, always the same. So let the season be uncertain, let the future stay unknown. As long as you are with me, I am never, never alone. I'll trust you. Faith in uncertain seasons, that's where giants fall. Faith when I can't see it, that's the greatest call. I won't wait for perfect conditions to believe. Faith in uncertain seasons, Lord, I trust in. Faith in uncertain seasons, this is where you. Faith in uncertain seasons, in the fog, in the waiting, in the valley, I push through.
You were never absent in the season I couldn't see. Faith in uncertainty sets the captive free. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what's coming, but I know who holds it. I don't see the ending, but I know who wrote it. Yeah. Uncertain seasons, but a certain God. Yeah. I walk by faith, and faith is enough.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. The uncertainty isn't a sign he's gone. It's an invitation to trust deeper than your sight. He's not lost in the fog. He is the light ahead of it. Keep walking. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old is gone, the new is here. 2 Corinthians 5:17. There's a before and an after in every life. A line you cross and can't uncross. Not a date on the calendar, a moment in the soul. The day the old, you stop running the show.
The day everything changed. I remember the morning like a scar I still could trace. When the weight of who I was looked back at me from my own face. I built a life on hustle, on performance, and on pride. I'm becoming someone worthy of the love I was denied. Every trophy was a bandage on a wound I wouldn't name. Every title was a costume I would wear to hide the shame. But there's a ceiling to the heights your broken self can go. I sat inside the silence of a moment I can't fade. When the armor cracked and I felt myself a making that undoing, I heard a voice from deep inside. Not condemnation, something warmer, something sure. Like a door I'd always circle, finally open to the floor. Something died that morning, and something came alive. The old room didn't fit the person being made in me. The day I stopped surviving and began to truly thrive.
Day everything changed.
I stopped running from the light,
But everything changed.
I let go of every fight. I didn't lose myself, I found the one I was made to be. Today everything
God changed me. Did everything change?
the old man hit the ground.
Did everything change?
I heard a different sound, not the voice of fear and failure, but the voice that called me free. Today everything
God changed me.
now I carry that day into every heavy set I face. Every early morning, every mile, every demanding place. Because transformation doesn't end at the moment of the turn. It's a daily death to self, a discipline to learn. Paul was saw before the road to Damascus shook the earth. Breathing threats and murder till the light revealed his worth. He didn't just change direction, he was changed down to the core. The man who walked away from that encounter was not the man before. And I'm not the man I was, and I refuse to go back there. To the lesser version, living on performance, pride and fear. I tasted something real, a grace that doesn't keep a score. And every rep I push is for the purpose, not the roar. The day that everything changed made me understand why. It made the struggle sacred, made the grind a holy thing. I thank you for the breaking, for the mercy that came through. I didn't know the life I built, it kept me in a cage. But you saw the man beneath the man performing on the stage. You didn't just forgive me, you reimagined me from dust. You turned the day of breaking into something I could trust. So I mark the day as holy as the altar of my life. The day the old surrendered, the beginning, not the strife. It didn't end with breaking, it began with breaking through. The day everything changed was the day I found you.
Day everything changed.
I stopped running from the light.
Day everything changed.
I let go of every fight. I didn't lose myself, I found the one I was made to be. The day everything
God changed me. Day everything changed.
the old man hit the ground.
Day everything changed.
I heard a different sound, not the voice of fear and failure, but the voice that called me free. The day everything
God changed me.
I'm not going back, I'm not going back. Forward in the grave of the one who holds my track. Every day from that day I live changed and free. The day everything changed. God changed me, God changed me. I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me, Galatians 2:20. The old you didn't just change, it died. And what rose from that place, that's the real you, the one he designed before the world began.
Live like that person today. You are not who you were.
And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him, Romans 8:28. Not just the clean things, not just the victories. All things, the failures, the fractured chapters, the pages you tear out if you could. He's in those too. And He's still writing. Your broken story isn't finished.
I got chapters in my story I don't read out loud. Moments I'm not proud of, things I wouldn't say in crowd. Decisions that derailed me, bridges burned to black. Seasons where I wandered and I swore I can't go back. I thought that broken stories disqualified the call, that the fractures in my history were marks against my name. And the closer God came to my past, the further He would came. But then I looked inside the scripture and I saw the ones He chose. Matthew was a traitor, yet the gospel bears His prose. Peter cursed the Savior, then became the cornerstone. Broken isn't disqualified, it's where the seed is sown. He took a wilderness and named it Door of Hope. One day He told a prophet, what was bitter will become a way. Hosea to the valley of action turn to possibility. God specializes in the broken, that's His specialty. I stopped trying to rewrite the pages that brought me here. Every scar became a sermon, every wound became clear. He doesn't need a perfect story, He needs a surrendered pen. And the broken parts I handed Him, He wrote them all again. God still works in broken stories. He takes the shattered and makes it shine. What looks like ruin to the human eye, just the beginning of a grand design. God still works in broken stories. He doesn't need the pieces whole to start. He finds the cracks and fills them with His glory. God still works, especially in broken hearts. So I carry every chapter, every detour, every toll, because the broken route I traveled wasn't wasted, it was school. Joseph's story looked like tragedy for 13 years a night. The pit, the prison, the betrayal, nothing looking right. But the broken road of Joseph was the road that saved the nation. Every fractured piece was part of God's exact formation. And I've been in the pit, I know what hopeless seasons smell. I've worn to change the choices that I put there by myself. But I serve a God who enters pits and prisons with His light, who makes the crooked places straight and turns the dark to bright. So this body scarred from battles, every mark a testimony, every healed a wound a witness to His faithfulness and glory. I don't hide the broken places, I present them as my proof that the God who works in broken stories, He is still the truth. You took the broken bread and fed 5,000 from the lack. You took the cross, the most broken moment, and brought life back. I give you all the broken, every chapter, every scar. And I trust that what you're building from the rubble of my past is a testimony that will echo one that's built to last. Broken, but not destroyed, shattered, but restored. Every piece I thought was useless, God has kept and now it's source. God still works in broken stories. He takes a shattered and makes it shine. What looks like ruin to the human eye, it's the beginning of a grand design. God still works in broken stories. He doesn't need the pieces whole to start. He finds the cracks and fills them with His glory. God still works, especially in broken hearts.
My broken story isn't over. My fractured chapters become gold. The author of my story isn't finished. God still works, and I am proof. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 47:3. He didn't just tolerate your broken story, He chose it, He entered it. He's been in every chapter, even the ones you thought He'd skip. Give Him the pen, let Him finish it.
Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest, if we do not give up. Galatians 6:9. The enemy's greatest victory isn't making you fall, it's making you stay down, convincing you the harvest isn't coming. that you've already lost. Don't believe it, not today. I know what it's like when the grind stops making sense, when the sacrifice is real but the return feels too immense. When you've given your best, then the best keeps getting tested, and every door you knock on stays closed and uninvested. The alarm goes off and something in you says, what's the point? When the prayer feels like an echo in a hollow empty joint, when the people who are cheering now have quietly moved on, and you're pushing through the darkness trying to locate the dawn. I've been in that three-red place where everything says stop, where the vision look like foolish and the cost is way too steep, and the voice inside says let it go, release it, fall asleep. But quitting happens in the gap between the pain and the breakthrough, forming just beyond a burning flame. The miracle was inches from the moment you walked away. The harvest always comes, but only to the ones who stay. Don't quit in the dark, the morning's on the way. Don't drop the weight when the weight is where you pray. The enemy fights hardest when the finish line is near. Don't you give up now, your breakthrough is here. When you feel like giving up, don't. When the road runs out of light, hold on. He's not done with what he started in you. When you feel like giving up, push through. When you feel like giving up, stand firm. There's a lesson in the fire left to learn. The God who brought you here won't leave you now. When you feel like giving up, don't bow. David wrote his greatest psalms inside a cave of fear, when Saul was hunting him and God felt distant and unclear. He didn't write those songs from palace windows bathed in gold. He wrote them from the bottom, that's why millions sing them bold. Elijah ran and said enough, Lord, take my life away. Burned out and broken underneath the juniper that day, and God didn't lecture him, just fed him, let him sleep and rise, and sent him back with fire, fresh commission for his eyes. I strapped this truth across my chest like armor in the fight. Every burning set, every grinding rep, I push into the light, because quitting on the calling is agreement with the lie. I refuse, I lace back up, I rise. I've wanted to walk away more times than I can count. From the calling, from the training, from the mountain I must mount. But every time I nearly dropped to something held away, a grace I didn't manufacture walking through my gate. You never left me in the quitting place alone. You were the reason that I rose when I had nothing of my own. Not my willpower, yours, not my strength, your fire. You were why I didn't stop, you lifted me up high. Every time I didn't quit, you were holding all of yours. I just kept my hands on what you placed them on. Trust the God of harvest, the work will carry on. When you feel like giving up, don't. When the road runs out of light, hold on. He's not done with what he started in you. Feel like giving up, push through. You feel like giving up, stand firm. There's a lesson in the fire left to learn. The God who brought you here won't leave you now. When you feel like giving up, don't bow. You are closer than you think, don't stop now. The harvest is coming, hold the plow. He finishes what he begins every time. When you feel like giving up, you're on the line. Oh. Being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1:6, he started it, he'll finish it. Not maybe, not if you're good enough, he will. The work in you is not abandoned, the harvest is not canceled. Get back up, one more rep, one more day, one more prayer. Don't give up.
Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? Psalm 139:7. You've been in rooms that felt impossible, moments where nothing should have worked, but something shifted. Not the circumstance, not the people, something unseen entered. It's not coincidence, it's presence.
I walked into a room and felt the atmosphere just change. Where they held something holy that I couldn't rearrange. Not the lightning, not the music, not the people in the place, but a weight that filled the corners in undeniable grace. I've been in the abyss so deep I couldn't see the rim. When something broke the darkness and the outlook looked less grim. Not an angel with a trumpet, nothing loud or stage too bright. Just an innocent that rewrote the story of my night. Moses said, if your presence doesn't go, I will not move. He didn't need the promised land if God wasn't in the groove. And God said something staggering, my presence will go with you. That's not strategy or doctrine, that's a covenant that's true. So I stopped chasing results and started chasing the source. The one whose meanness changes everything inside a room. Who turns the valley into altar and the winter into bloom. It's not the plan that holds me, it's the planner. Not the strategy, the God who wrote the answer. Not the outcome I can see, the one who sees beyond. His presence is the thing I built my whole life on.
Your presence changes everything.
Every room, every fight.
Your presence changes everything.
It turns the darkest into light. I don't need a perfect outcome, I just need you here. Your presence changes everything. This is all I ask, not a formula for victory. Just to bask in the weight of who you are. That's enough for me. Your presence changes everything. Sets the cap. Now I carry this into every grinding day, because the difference in the session isn't always skill or fire. Sometimes it's the stillness before lifting, pressing higher. The three men in the furnace didn't burn inside the flame, not because the fire wasn't real, it was the fourth that came. His presence in the hottest place turned death into display, and what was meant to be their ending, God I turned into praise. Gideon had 300 men against the countless sea, but the presence of the Lord made 300 more than three. It's never been about the numbers, it's been about the name. The army with his presence in the army are not the same. When I train alone before the sun has claimed the sky, I invite that presence into every rep I take. And suddenly the ordinary birds was something I can't fake. I don't wanna move without you, I don't wanna build without your hand. Every victory that matters came from learning where to stand. Standing in your presence, not performing, not afraid. Yes, the child before the father, by your presence I am made. Everything I've overcome came because you never left.
Here I am again.
In the quiet before the war, asking for your presence. Nothing more and nothing less. Your nearness is my armor. Your nearness is my rest. Your presence changes everything. Every room, every fight.
Every room, every fight.
Turns the tide before the Father.
Changes everything.
Turns the darkest into light. I don't need the perfect outcome, I just need you here.
Your presence changes everything.
When you're near, your presence changes everything. This is all I ask, not a formula for victory, just to bask in the weight of who you are. That's enough for me. Your presence changes everything, sets the captive free. Where can I go from your spirit? And I will give you rest. Exodus 33:14. Moses asked for one thing, not the land, not the plane, just presence. But still they asked, that's still the answer. Invite him and he changes everything he enters. I walked into a room and felt the atmosphere just change, but the air held something holy that I couldn't rearrange. Not the light and not the music, not the people in the place, but a wake to feel the colors and undeniable grace. I've walked into a room and felt the atmosphere just change. I've walked into a room, I've walked into a room. I've walked into a room and felt the atmosphere. Where can I go from your spirit? Where I've walked into a room, I walked into a room and felt the atmosphere. I walked into I walked into
into a room and felt it. Where can I flee from your presence? Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? Where can I go from your spirit? I've walked into a room and felt the atmosphere. Where can I go from your spirit? I've walked into a room. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I go? I walked into a room, man. I walked into a room. I walked into a room. I walked into a room. I walked into a room and I walked into a room. I've walked into a room and felt the atmosphere. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I go from your spirit? I've walked into a room and felt the atmosphere just change. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? Where can I go? I walked into a room and felt the atmosphere just change. Where can I flee from your prison? Where can I go? I walked into a room. Where can I go from your spirit? Yeah, I walked into a room. I walked into a room. Where I walked into a room and felt the atmosphere. Oh, yeah.
He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock. Psalm 42. I wasn't looking for God, I wasn't praying. I was at the bottom past the point of asking. And that's exactly when he came. Not because I deserved it, because that's who he is. Yeah.
I remember the lowest, like a photograph in gray, when the color drained from everything and nothing seemed okay. Had the kind of silence that no music feels or numbs. When you feel the walls closing word and the darkness slowly comes. I had exhausted every option that my willpower could reach. Every strategy, every system, every method I could teach myself to feel alive again, and none of them held weight. I was leaning on the door that opened only to more empty space. Didn't think that I was worth a rescue or a word. Figured if God saw me clearly, I was someone he'd ignore. Too far gone, too complicated, too easy to dismiss. But the pit I was inside, I wasn't in it alone. Somewhere in the lowest dark, I felt a hand on stone. Not a feeling I can manufacture, not a coping mechanism's art. Just a presence that I'm purchasing the rubble of my heart. He didn't wait for me to climb halfway up. He didn't wait for me to climb halfway up. He came all the way down to the bottom of my fall. The God of all creation came when I had nothing left at all. When God found me at my lowest, he wasn't far away. When God found me at my lowest, he'd been there every day. He didn't need me worthy, he just needed me to breathe. When God found me at my lowest, he refused to leave. When God found me at my lowest, that's when grace was real. Not a doctrine or a sermon, something only broken people feel. He reached into the nothing, and he pulled me to the light. When God found me at my lowest, he became my highest height. Yeah. Now I take that pit into the places where I train, where the iron tests my body and the discipline means pain. Cause the man who lives this morning is not who I was then. God met me at the bottom, now I rise and rise again. Jonah hit the belly of a sea, creature's dark floor. 3 days in the deep before the fish spit him to shore. And even from that lowest, God's redemption didn't fail. What should have been the ending became the greater tale. Lazarus was in the grave 4 days past, then he opened man, and Jesus came and called his name, and death could not win. If God could find a man inside the belly in the tomb, there is no picture sitting in beyond his power to consume. I wear it like a witness to the scandal of his grace. God finds people at their lowest, and nothing stays the same. And nothing stays the same. I didn't deserve to find it, I deserved the floor.
but you came anyway. That's the part I can't explain. That you leave the 99 to find me in my pain. You found me when my story felt too broken to be told. You reached into the pit, yeah, not with a rope but with your hand, yeah. And for the first time in that darkness, yeah, I began to understand, yeah, that the lowest place I've ever been became the place I finally let you in. And everything I am from this day on is built upon the grace of being found. When God found me at my lowest, He wasn't far away. When God found me at my lowest, been there every day. He didn't need me worthy, He just needed me to breathe. When God found me at my lowest, He refused to leave. When God found me at my lowest, that's when grace was real. Not a doctrine or a sermon, something only broken people feel. He reached into the nothing, and He pulled me to the light. When God found me at my lowest, He became my highest. I was lost, He found me. Oh, I was dead, He called me. I was nothing, He named me. When God found me, I was found for good.
For the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost. Luke 19:10. He came to seek, He came to find, specifically for the lost, for the lowest, for you.
You were never too far, never too broken. He was already on His way.
Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. There's a bar you've been holding that was never loaded for you. The guilt, the anxiety, every expectation stacked like iron. Your spine was not built for this. He knew that, that's why He said, I walked into the gym of life before I knew the weight. Loaded every bar myself, performing shame and fate. Strapped the guilt around my shoulders like it had a right to stay. Carried every yesterday like it was due today. The anxiety lived in my chest like a barbell on a rack that I couldn't unload. Couldn't set it on my back without it crushing something. So I just stood and held the posture of a man in pain who wouldn't ask for help. I added expectations, every standard carved in stone, until the weight became my identity. I didn't know the load was slowly bending something in my spine along the road. I thought that carrying it proved that I was strong enough, that putting it down meant I was weak, that faith was not enough. But real strength isn't holding what was never yours to live. It's knowing whose hands were built to bear it, that's the gift. I wasn't made for this, I feel it in the break. The bar belongs to someone else, I see it now so clear. The only one who ever could already died for Him. This is the way I was never meant to carry. The guilt, the fear, the pressure bearing down. Jesus stepped beneath the bar when I was buried. He took the weight, and now I'm no longer bound. This is the way I was never meant to carry. He didn't ask for help, He just came. He lifted what had kept me in the valley. He carried what I couldn't, and He bore my shame. Now I understand the difference. There's a weight that builds you strong, the discipline, the grind, the sacred suffering that takes you long. And to the person God designed, that weight is purpose clear. But there's another weight that only destroys, and it was never meant for here.
guilt of what I've done and can't undo, not mine to keep. Christ absorbed it at the cross and buried it down deep. The anxiety about tomorrow, not my load to bear. His mercies cover every morning, that's a promise in the air. The yoke of Christ is easy, not because the road is smooth, but because he walks beside you, bearing most of what you lose. So I choose my ways with purpose, build what God designed to grow. A man who carries what belongs to God would break and never know. Lord, I've been holding things for years I never should have owned. Guilt from seasoned long forgiven, anxiety I've sown. All it does is bend me. You were meant to hold it all. I open up these hands and lay it on your altar, Lord. The shame, the fear, the pressure, every stone I've tried to bear, I release it to the only one whose shoulders go from there to the cross, where every weight I brought was already bought. He carried it, he still does. Let it go into his love. This is the way I was never meant to carry. The guilt, the fear, the pressure bearing down. Jesus stepped beneath the bar when I was buried. He took the weight, and now I'm no longer bound. This is the way I was never meant to carry. Didn't ask for help, he just came. He lifted what had kept me in the valley. He carried what I couldn't, and he bore my shame. I am free from what I was never built to hold. I am light from what was crushing me and cold. He is strong where I was breaking at the seams. The weight I couldn't carry, he redeemed. Hey. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light, Matthew 11:30. He wasn't talking about an easy life. He was talking about load distribution. You walk, he bears the weight. Put it down, you were never built for it. He was
A person plans their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Proverbs 16:9. I had a plan, clear destination, full speed. Didn't need redirecting, I was certain. And God in his mercy was more certain still. The detour I resented became the road that saved me. I was headed somewhere, had the blueprint in my hand. Built the whole trajectory the way that I had planned. Every decision calculated, every risk assessed. I was my own compass, thought I knew what would be best. The hunger was for something that the world had promised me. Free from the feeling I needed something more than this. So I chased the validation, chased the next abyss. But somewhere on the highway of my carefully laid road, God placed a redirection I had not been told. It didn't look like blessing, looked like loss, like broken plans. Like everything I built was slipping right between my hands. I fought to turn, convinced the crumbling was my enemy. But what I called a failure, God was calling a design. The road I thought was in it was the beginning of the climb. I couldn't see it, then the mercy in the closed door. I couldn't understand the gift of what I was crying for. But looking back from here, the detour was the way. God changed my direction, and it changed every day. God changed my direction, and I'm grateful now. What felt like losing everything was his holy vow. I was going the wrong way, too proud to ask for help. God changed my direction, and he changed myself. God changed my direction, rerouted all my plans. Took the wheel, I was white knuckling from my own hands. I couldn't see the future, he was building from my past. God changed my direction, and the chain was building less. God changed my direction. God changed my direction. God changed my direction. Now I train
like every rep is part of a greater call. Not just the body, but the spirit rising after every fall. Because the discipline I'm building now is for a purpose. Clear that only came to light when God redirected me from here. Saw I was going the wrong road, breathing murder full of pride. Then the light hit him at midday and the old soul died inside. He didn't just change hobbies, his entire axis shifted north. What was headed in the darkness got redirected into work. Trying to book the ticket west, got redirected through the deep. Not to punish, but to purpose what he'd ultimately reap. So I don't curse the season when my plan is all the dust. Every reroute was a mercy, every redirection trust.
Thank you for the no's, I know that now. For every road you closed before, it led me somewhere wrong. For every plan you interrupted, that was never where I belong. You saw the life I couldn't see inside my smaller dream. Every time I pushed against the redirect you gave. You were patient, faithful, and you redirected anyway. So redirect me wherever you see fit. I learned to trust the turning, I learned to follow it. Not my direction, yours. Not my compass, redirect me. I am a change, God changed my direction. Took me how he bought my plans, took the wheel, I was white knuckling from my own hand. I couldn't see the future, he was building from my past. God changed my direction, and the change was built to last. God changed my direction, God changed my direction, God changed my direction. Not the way I was headed, I'm where I belong. Not the road I chose, the road that made me strong. Every turn I fought against was grace in disguise. God changed my direction, opened up my eyes.
For I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. His plan was always better, not easier. Better. The road you're on right now, even if it looks nothing like what you planned, is exactly where he needs you. Trust the redirect.
Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives, John 14:27. The world will not slow down and give you peace. The notifications won't stop, the pressure won't pause. But there's a peace that doesn't wait for the world to cooperate. It walks in, right through the noise. Woke up, already behind. The notifications hit before the sun. Mind running through the checklist while the day had just begun. Scrolling through a highlight reel of everyone's success. Add an invisible weight to what already feels like excess. The world is loud, it doesn't pause for breathing or for grief. It demands your full attention without offering relief. And somewhere in the constant stream of more and faster now, I lost the thread of something, I forgot the why and how. Every tool the world designed will work a little wild. And the noise will flood back in and I begin another mile. The peace I kept on searching for was somewhere I could not find. Until I sat in stillness, not the world's kind, but the real. And something ancient in it, something only God could sell. I've been looking for the quiet and all the wrong addresses. The peace I need can't come from less noise. It has to come from more of him inside the noise. That's what the stillness is for. Peace in a world that never stops. You give what the world never could. Peace in a world that never stops. Right here, right now, understood. Not the absence of the chaos, but a river running deep. Peace in a world that never stops. The kind that lets me sleep. Peace in a world that never stops. Walk into the room and every anxious racing thought surrenders to the tune of something I can manufacture, only you can bring. Peace in a world that never stops. You are my everything. I take this peace into the gym before the city wakes, into the quiet of the iron and the discipline it takes. Because his body is a temple and the training is a prayer. And in the sweating and the silence he is always there. Jesus slept inside a boat while nature lost its mind. Why the disciples panicked, he was perfectly aligned. Not because the storm was smaller, it was real and it was wild. But peace is not the absence of the storm, it's being God's own child. Paul wrote contentment from a prison, not for comfort from a name. And the peace that passed all understanding held them just the same. So when the world accelerates and pulls me toward the spin, I don't chase acceleration, I invite the peace within. I lay down the phone, I lay down the race, I lay down the pressure of this relentless pace. I'm not waiting for the world to slow and then I'll pray. I'm choosing you right now, right here in the fray. Guard my heart, guard my mind in Christ Jesus. Let the peace that passes logic come and free us from the anxious, from the overloaded day. You are my stillness, you are my state. Into the chaos, you speak and it's still into the rush. You say peace and it will. Peace, be still in me. Peace, be still, I'm free. Peace in a world that never stops. You get what the world never could. Peace in a world that never stops. Right here, right now, understood. Not the absence of the chaos, but a river running deep. Peace in a world that never stops. The kind that lets me sleep. Peace in a world that never stops. You walk into the room and every anxious racing thought surrenders to the tune. Peace in a world that never stops. You were here the whole time. Peace in a world that never stops. I find it all in you. Peace in a world that never stops. Peace in a world that never stops. I find it all in you. The peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind, Philippians 4:7. You don't have to earn the quiet, just turn and call his name. The peace is already on its way. Breathe, he's here.
Let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Fixing our eyes on Jesus, Hebrews 12:1. Some days victory isn't the finish line. Some days it's one more step when every part of you says stop. The win isn't always the fastest. Sometimes the win is just still going.
I'm not running at full speed, I'm running at what's left. After the season stripped away my comfort and my breath. After the dreams deferred and the plans that fell apart. After the quiet middle miles with no applause at the start.
Nobody claps for mile 13, they clap at 26. Nobody sees the Tuesday set before the Sunday fix. The grind without the glory, the discipline before the day when the fruit shows up for all to see what the roots learn to say. I've had mornings where the only thing that moved me was his grace. A knowing in my chest to stopping now would cost a race. The race is never won by speed alone, but by the one who looked into the burning and refused to come undone.
My legs are tired, but my purpose isn't. My body's worn, but my calling hasn't finished. I don't need to feel the strength to use it, that's the test. I keep going not because I'm ready, but because he said the rest. I have the strength to keep going. Not mine, his living inside. The strength to keep going. Through the burning, through the grind. I have the strength to keep going. When the finish line's not in sight, I have the strength to keep going. One more step, one more fight. He did me straight. Now I strap this truth across my chest like weight before the lift. Every rep a declaration, every rep a holy gift. To the God who sees the hidden work nobody else will count. Every faithfully completed set becomes the full amount. Because the race in Hebrews isn't about speed or pace. It's long obedience toward a God designed in holy place. Caleb at 85 said, give me that mountain, I'm not done. He didn't ask for flatter ground, he asked to run. Because the strength to keep going isn't youth or perfect form. It's a covenant with purpose that survives beyond a storm. Paul said, forget what's behind, restore what's ahead. So I released the failed attempts and pressed on what he said. The strength to keep going. No second wind, no reservoir, just the choice to live. One more rap, one more prayer, one more step toward the call. Not because I feel the strength, but because he gave it all. He finished what he started, counting out the cost. So I keep my feet up on the track, whatever it may cost. Every step I take in faith, he's covering my back. Rise, even when it hurts to rise. Press, even when he is not in your eyes. Move, because he moved for you. Keep going.
keep going. Not mine, his. Living inside. The strength to keep going. Through the burning, through the grind. I have the strength to keep going. When the finish line's not in sight. I have the strength to keep going. One more step, one more fight.
I'm still standing, still moving, still breathing by grace. Still running, still lifting, still fixed on his face. The strength isn't mine, but it's real and it's here. I have the strength to keep going and I will not stop here.
I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. Not some things, not the easy things. All things, including this, including today, including the rep you don't think you have left. You do. He's in it. Keep going.
See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43:19. People will hand you your past like it's your permanent address. But God doesn't consult your history before He authors your future. He still changes lives. He changed mine. He'll change yours.
I am not the man who started in his story's open line. The version standing here was forging something more divine than willpower or a program or a motivation. Wait, this transformation has a name, and that name is what he gave. I came from places people right off corners labeled done, where the neighborhood determined what you'd ultimately become, where the ceiling of your story was the floor that others built, and the weight you carried daily had the texture of the guilt. New habits, new city, new ambition, same award, same anxiety knocking at the same internal door. But one encounter with his presence didn't just adjust my path. It rewrote the definition, it recalculated math, changed the variables of who I was supposed to be. And the man I am today is who He always saw in me. I'm not hiding where I came from, it's the proof of what He does. I'm not ashamed of who I was because of who He says I was. The before makes the after me something that can't be fake. God still changes lives, and I'm the evidence He makes. God still changes lives. I know because He changed mine. God still lives. What was broken now shines from the ashes of the old. Something new has come alive. God still changing lives, and now I'm living proof tonight. God still changes lives. The story isn't over yet. God still changes lives. He hasn't given up on it. What the enemy designed to be the ending of your road. God still changes lives. And watch Him turn it into gold. Now I take this transformation into everything I build, into every early morning, every discipline fulfilled. Because the body I am shaping mirrors something deeper true, that the God who forms the outer formed the inner person too. Zacchaeus came down from the tree a different man. Mary Magdalene was freed and she became the plan. The woman at the well left everything and ran, because when Jesus sees a soul, He does what no one can. I don't train to earn my worth, the battle's long been won. I train because this temple holds the spirit of the Son, and every version of me that He has not yet formed is proof that God still changes leads. The work is not yet done. Now I should have been a statistic, but I'm standing here instead. Grace rewrote the headline, every line and every thread. I'm not the product of my past, I'm the product of your grace. And every time I tell this story, I see tears on someone's face. Because they're living the before and they need to know the after. They need to know the morning can be turned to holy laughter. That what God did for me, He'll do it still for them. God still changes lives, He does it all again. God changes lives, I know because He changed mine. God changes lives. What was broken now shines from the ashes of the old. Something new has come alive. God still changes lives, and I am living proof tonight. God changes lives. The story isn't over yet. God changes lives. He hasn't given up on it. What the enemy designed to be the ending of your road. God still changes lives, and watch Him turn it into gold. God still changes lives. He's changing yours right now. God changes lives. He show you how. God still changes lives. He'll show you how. Yeah. Being confident of this, that He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1:6. He started something in you. He doesn't abandon His work. The transformation you can barely believe is possible. He's already begun it. You are His workmanship. He still changes.
Submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. James 4:7. I thought surrender meant weakness. I spent years fighting battles I was never equipped to win alone. White knuckling life like control was the same as strength. The day I finally let go, I finally became strong. I built a fortress out of confidence and pride, where nobody could see the war I was fighting inside. Handled every crisis with a calm I manufactured well, while the man behind the curtain was descending into hell. The armor looked impressive, every scene was pressing clean, every laugh was perfectly positioned to conceal unseen. I had contingency plans for every plan that fell apart, but no contingency for when the breaking came from the heart. I kept the steering wheel with both hands, white and tight, consulting him like an advisor, not the author of my life. And something cracked the morning when I ran completely dry, when the reservoir of self was empty, bone dry. Testify, no more clever pivots, no more reframing what was wrong. The man who carried everything just couldn't carry on. I put the armor down, not in defeat. I put the armor down at his feet. I stopped performing strong and just became the need. The day I finally surrendered, I was finally free. The day I finally surrendered, everything changed. Not the circumstances, but the man who rearranged every broken piece inside the chaos of my fight. The day I finally surrendered, he became my life. The day I finally surrendered, I stopped being small, started living in the fullness of his strength and call. I didn't lose myself, I found the one he made. The day I finally surrendered, I was no longer afraid. Now I train with a surrender heart beneath the siren weight. Not proving I'm enough, I know enough was sealed by grace. Every rep I push is worship, not performance for the crowd. And the man who lives in silence lives the same as lifting loud. Jacob wrestled through the night, refused to let him go. Came out limping, but he came out blessed, and that's the flow. The surrender wasn't weakness, it was clinging to the source until the blessing broke through. That's the surrendered course. Peter swung his sword to fight, but Jesus said enough. Surrender to that risen love became the truest strength. So the strongest thing I've ever done was open up my hands. Surrender isn't the end of strength, it's where strength stands. I remember the exact moment I stopped pretending I was fine. I remember the exact surrender and how it felt like losing mine. But what I thought I lost that morning, I had never really owned. And what rushed in to fill the space was greater than I'd known. Not just relief, but purpose, not just peace, but power. I would trade 1,000 victories my way for a morning of surrender at the start of the day. So here I am, hands open, nothing hidden, nothing held. Here I am, surrender to the story you were spelled. Not my will, but yours, not my plan, but yours. I finally surrender, I am finally yours. The day I finally surrendered, everything changed. Not the circumstance, but the man who rearranged every broken piece inside the chaos of my fight. The day I finally surrendered, he became my light. The day I finally surrendered, I stopped being small, started living in the fullness of his strength and call. I didn't lose myself, I found the one he made. The day I finally surrendered, I was no longer afraid. The day I finally surrendered, I was no longer afraid. The day I finally surrendered, I was no longer afraid. The day I finally surrendered was the day I finally won. Not by my strength, but through the victory of the Son. Jesus said it in the garden. The most difficult was what he spoken. And from that surrender came the resurrection. Your surrender isn't the end. It's the beginning of everything he planned. Let go, he's got you.